Welcome back to Travel Show Live. Your old buddy Erik Hastings here once again. And Alan, again, nice to have you back here. I'm so glad we got a chance to see that vacation situation room again.
Yeah, unbelievable. Very few people get into the depths of the...
Yeah, they really don't. It's very hard. You only get like a minute or two, and then that's it. We don't want to have any more. So I'm glad we're going to see that again before the end of the hour, I'm sure. Seeing as though we're running it every 4 minutes on this show today.
Actually, it's almost like we're the commercial, and the show is the vacation.
We're taking a break from the vacation situation room. Yes, we're very happy.
We'll be right back to the show after these messages.
We're going to get a piece of paper and write this all down. I'm sure it's going to really be great here in about 4 or 5 weeks. All right, Stewart Chiron is back on the show. Thank goodness, to really add insult to injury. Hello, Stewart. Welcome back to Travel Show Live, my friend.
Oh, it's great to be here, and I guess they were having to redo the vacation situation room into a delivery room.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, you never know. Yeah, we didn't show my wife. Yes, it could be any moment. I think maybe this is going to be the last show we do before I am a father. That is exactly right, Stewart. Thank you for mentioning that.
That's pretty exciting, I tell you, from doing it twice.
Right? I'm so
excited.
I
didn't do it live on the radio, though.
Well, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to anybody. Nobody needs that. How are things down at Cruise Central these days?
Well, listen, we're getting to the one of the favorite times of the year when the ships are getting ready to reposition, and right now the ships are getting ready to head back to the Caribbean and Mexican Riviera from Europe and Alaska.
Okay.
And coming up, for people that can get away in September, Erik, there is a phenomenal deal on a 16-night cruise. If you've got the time, I've got the deal.
Okay.
It's September 25th. It's on Celebrities Infinity. It's going from Seattle, and it's going to do San Diego. It's going to go to Cabo San Lucas, Acapulco, Huatulco, Punta Arenas in Costa Rica. It's going to go through the Panama Canal and then stop in the Cristobal Pier, Cartagena, and then into Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, wow.
Now, it's 16 nights. Add 2 nights hotel.
Okay.
You with me so far?
Yeah, add 2 nights. Okay.
In Seattle, and the air from New York. So it's New York to Seattle, and Fort Lauderdale back to New York.
Wow.
With the 2 nights hotel in an ocean view cabin, and it's only $15.99 per person.
That's now, great. Let me do the math here, Stuart. Doesn't that come out to like what, $90 a day or something?
Yeah, it's about $88 a day. Now, because everyone's watching your show.
Yes.
If they said, "Oh, that's a great deal," I'm going to go take a look and see what I can get it online for. It's going to cost you about $2,300 per person, and you're going to wind up in a lower category.
Mm-hmm. Cabin category.
And you're not going to get the 2 nights hotel. And the part that I hate the most, Erik.
Yeah.
Is you're going to pay a lot more money.
Yeah. Well, why? I don't understand why anybody would want to pay more money. I've never met anybody who said, "Oh, you know what? That's not enough. I need to pay more, please." And give me a break.
Here. Like I said, Ocean View Cabin, 16-night cruise, 2 nights hotel, Seattle, round trip air out of New York, and you're going to save from what you can just get the cruise part from Celebrity. You're going to save almost a little over $1,700.
But you know what? Here's the thing that I think it brings up a great point, which is there's no shortage of information on the internet, on the worldwide computer box, on the, you know what I mean? You type in the word travel, type in the word cruise, and you'll find millions and millions and millions of pages. And yet, where are you getting this information from is probably the biggest question I would ask. The takeaway needs to be from sources that you can trust. You've been doing this now. People go to CRIUSEGUY.com. It's not just about you, which, let's face it, when isn't about you? But the people that work with you and for you know what the hell they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, you call travel agents from time to time, or you go to online, you talk to people that say, "Oh, I've never actually been on that ship," blah blah blah. It's like, where are you getting this information is the most important, wouldn't you say?
I definitely would say, and I've got a very big tip for you.
Okay.
Just the other day, I was doing a show, and I had a 14-night cruise from LA to Miami, and the pricing was starting at $5.99 for 14 nights.
Okay.
It's like $44 a day.
Yeah, right.
Now, what happened was that a few people decided to wait until the end of the day until they figured out that they could get someone to watch their dog and their kids. And what happens is that these deals tend to go. Now, the beauty of the cruise industry, Erik, is that if there's a deal that it really piques your interest, you can go ahead, call, hold the reservation without any financial obligation for
Really?
up to 7 days while you try to see if you can go and work it out.
Now, is that the same if I call, say, for instance, I hear some Royal Caribbean deal or whatever it is. If I call Royal Caribbean, will they let me do that, or should I even book through? Should I even book through them? Or?
Up to 7 days. Just depends on the availability and how close you are to sailing.
Okay.
But for the most part, I mean, that's one of the friendly aspects of the cruise industry. Is it's not, you don't have to make up your mind in 30 seconds.
Right.
You don't have 24 hours. You can they'll give you up to a week to decide whether or not that this trip works well. Because, for example, I mean, on some of these trips, I mean, $1,599, let me think, $1,599, or I want to pay $2,300.
Right.
But you know what? I can't commit today. But again, to be able to hold it without any financial obligation at all makes cruising that much more advantageous for people, so they can make the proper plans.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: is it safe to cruise these days? I mean, we hear the stories or about the pirates and that, but I mean, health-wise, I mean, is it a good value for your dollar?
Well, it's the best vacation value out there. Again, in my opinion, it is the safest mode of vacationing that you're going to find out there. The cruise lines and the ships don't continue to get bigger and better because they're not a good value or they are unsafe. It's a wonderful way to go. In fact, it's a great way, especially to go with your family, because it's a very safe environment. Now, if you find some people that you've read or listened to on the news, people fell off the ship. Well, you just don't fall off a ship, Eric.
Right.
If you were standing on a railing and was trying to take a picture of a buoy as you went past it, and you lost your footing on the railing, well, then yes, you could fall over.
Right.
But again, that could happen at a hotel. That could happen anywhere.
And if Leonardo DiCaprio isn't there to grab you,
exactly.
you're basically
but the ships are absolutely incredibly safe. And I take my 2 young kids, and they go and they love it.
Yeah. Well, once again, any other deals we need to be aware of before we go?
Well, I would want to bring out, we'll talk about it another time, but
Okay.
Oasis of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world,
Yeah.
is getting ready to debut. And, I could tell you that the pricing on it is really gone up about 25% in the last 2 weeks. But, for the, I picked out a December sailing, December 5th specifically, which is the first 7-night cruise of Oasis of the Seas, 7 nights out of Fort Lauderdale. Now, the prices were from $31.99, Eric.
Yeah.
It's now from $18.49. That includes a balcony cabin, 1-night hotel, and round-trip air from New York. Now, it's $17.49 cruise only. So,
Okay.
So here you got $18.49 with air and the hotel if you want it. But this ship is going to be 45% bigger than the current largest ships in the world. And it's going to be a sight to behold, let me tell you.
Very good.
225,000 tons.
CruiseGuy.com is the website, correct?
There you go. And, of course, Cruise Guy on Twitter,
Yes.
because we throw out a lot of deals out there. And all they got to mention Erik Hastings to get a lot of these special deals.
Well, sure. Of course. I'm Twittering right now, actually, but that's another matter altogether. All right, listen, we have to take a quick break. We will continue here in a matter of moments. And guess what we're going to do next, Alan?
I have no idea.
We are going to Colombia.
Really?
Yes, I'm going to do the whole interview with my Colombian accent.
I was going to say, why are you putting on a British accent?
Yeah, right. What's that all about? We'll do it in just a second. Stay with us here on Travel Show Live.